My resignation was rejected. As I conclude, the Honorable Learned Attorney General of this country addressed Parliament, and in his address, he very clearly said that my resignation had not been accepted and that I remain the substantive chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, and that is my status, Chairman.
So you captured the rejection from the statement of the Attorney General, or you received a formal response from the appointing authority?
The response I received from the appointing authority was through a phone call. It was not in writing. Sometimes His Excellency the President communicates through phone calls, and I was instructed, if I had left office, to return to office immediately. And I complied with the directive of the Fountain of Honor.
And the direction by the head of state was in tandem with what the Attorney General submitted?
Yes, in fact, the Attorney General spoke on behalf of His Excellency the President. He did not speak just on his own behalf. The words he spoke were the words of His Excellency the President. He was instructed to inform the country through Parliament that my resignation had not been accepted. And I respect the Fountain of Honor, so I am in office. I believe the purpose of your issuing the arrest warrant was to cause my production before this committee. But now that I'm here, having self-delivered, it is my request that the arrest warrant abates, as its purpose has been served by myself.
Okay. Before procedure, you're going to come in. Let's see.
Of Police Chairman Frederick. As per yesterday's sitting, we managed to process and we issued the warrant. And today morning, as we were proceeding to Uganda Human Rights Commission, we got information that the chairperson has arrived at Parliament. So we came and confirmed she's around. Actually, she brought herself to the Parliament.
Is asked to first dispel whether Madam Mariam Wangadya is still legally the chairperson of Uganda Human Rights Commission, because it's evidently known that she wrote under Article 252, I think 1 of the Constitution, there are processes of resigning. So before we know that, you might have brought her here by force under arrest warrant when this woman retired. She resigned the job. Can she give us on record whether she did resign this job or she's still serving? And after saying one of the two, you, Chair and Vice, you are lawyers, and the majority of us here also, we shall first dispel that matter, then we proceed.
Maybe let me guide this way. Different matter. All what we are trying to dispose of is her invitation as a witness to the committee, the warrant issued as of yesterday, and her prayers that she self-delivered herself. We have also got a finding from the police detectives that as they were on their way to Uganda Human Rights Commission, they received the information that she had delivered herself to Parliament, and they subsequently confirmed.
Maybe, Mr. Chairman.
So because whether she's former or current, she still qualifies as a witness to the committee.
Yeah, but Mr. Chairman, maybe for 1 minute, the way she appears, consider withdrawing the warrant and we proceed with the substantive matters.
Honorable Bruce?
That we had reached a moment of the arrest warrant, but we should commend that she's here in time and by herself, and therefore the matter should be disposed and we proceed with the substantive item.
Of what transpired that led us to send a warrant. Otherwise, if we just say, okay, since you have delivered yourself, it is okay, without having an apology on record, it will make us look as if we are not serious.
We follow the procedure of withdrawing it, because the warrant has served its purpose. And the nature of the person on which the warrant was issued is one we call a VIP in the country, handling sensitive matters. So it's important to get it off procedurally, so that the credibility of the agency is protected, the independency of the agency is protected. So we do it procedurally. We abet the warrant. Thank you.
This is a VIP, but a VIP who overlooks the law is not exemplary to the public. So, Chair, I want to support Honorable Mpindi that as we process her prayer, she should apologize to the nation and this committee as well.
Proceed and respond. Honorable Sewungu. No. I'm overruling it. Proceed. Proceed and respond. No. No. We are trying to
procedure, Mr. Chairman.
No. What procedure are you?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One, your issue of an arrest warrant can only be legitimate and strong in its nature if there are causes of the absenteeism of this lady. At the first instance, you invited her here, she never attended. Yesterday, she refused to attend. She wrote to you telling that she was going to the Human Rights Commission, yet you had invited her here. Now, my procedural matter is, we need to dispel of two things. Before you abet, because it is her seeking for the abatement of the arrest warrant, not us, it is from her. There are two things you must address as a chair and the committee. Is this lady still the chairperson of the Uganda Commission under Article 51(1)? Then after that, if she confirms to that, she must inform this committee why she was not attending to the committee, twice being invited by you, our big chair. No. Then after that, we can accept to take the abatement of the warrant and her apology, then we move on, Mr. Chair. But without knowing, you are flogging a dead horse. Because your members, Mr. Chairman, as I conclude, when you give us these documents and you invite these entities, we take time to get information for all sources. And that's what makes your committee strong. So if I have my information, I have her letters of resignation, and we don't know what she is in front of us, but we handle her appearance after being summoned by arrest warrant. Our arrest warrant must remain strong. It will become a mere play whenever you issue it. The moment I went, I said abet, it went on.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairman.
Let me rule on your procedure in various capacities. As to whether she is chair or not, it is a substantive issue of discussion today, because it forms a substantive aspect of the Auditor General's report as well, on how the Human Rights Commission is constituted and operates. We don't want to address it under the aspects of warrant. For this particular aspect of warrant, as to whether she is chair or not, and any other person so summoned must respect summons, regardless of which position you hold. So, before I offer guidance after the various concerns of members, it is procedurally right that the applicant in this case, Honorable Mariam Wangadya, I don't know if this is the title, also have a right of reply to respond to the same before we can rule on the matter. Respond only in respect of your inability to attend the arrest warrant and why you think your prayer should be sustained.
Members of the committee, I apologize for my inability to appear yesterday. And now that I'm here, whatever was contained in my letter, I will say it verbally here. So in that respect, I will withdraw my letter. Chairman.
So colleagues opted to both apologize and also withdraw her letter, and aware of the several concerns as raised by colleagues, and also cognizant of the concerns of Honorable Sewungu, I'll guide and rule as this. Number one, we shall vacate the arrest warrant on one condition, that the witness before us testifies and appear on record only on oath. I saw guide. So clerk administer the oath to Miss Mariam before you proceed. Yeah, the oath. Let her submission to the committee be on oath, given the circumstance and background that led us to opt for an arrest warrant.
Honorable Chair, instead of taking the oath, make a solemn affirmation. And 3, the oath affirmation under this rule shall be in the form prescribed under Appendix 1 to these rules. And that's the form that we shall use. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you.
I, Wangadya Mariam Mutonyi, affirm that the evidence I shall give touching the matter before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
And what has been circulating in the media as to an alleged resignation. Now that you are here, we want to appreciate the capacity under which you appear, either as a former or the current. Please guide us and assist us to understand whether you resigned, and if you resigned, whether the resignation was accepted, or whether you were reinstated, or whatever case as may be, and so that you can now substantiate your formal capacity in terms of Uganda Human Rights Commission. Then we know how to proceed.
Most obliged. That's better, Chairman. Okay. Mr. Chairman, it is true I wrote a letter of resignation to His Excellency the President, and my resignation was rejected. As I conclude, the Honorable Learned Attorney General of this country addressed Parliament, and in his address, he very clearly said that my resignation had not been accepted and that I remain the substantive chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. And that is my status, Chairman.
So you captured the rejection from the statement of the Attorney General, or you received a formal response from the appointing authority?
The response I received from the appointing authority was through a phone call. It was not in writing. Sometimes His Excellency the President communicates through phone calls, and I was instructed, if I had left office, to return to office immediately. And I complied with the directive of the Fountain of Honor.
And the direction by the head of state was in tandem with what the Attorney General submitted?
Yes, in fact, the Attorney General spoke on behalf of His Excellency the President. He did not speak just on his own behalf. The words he spoke were the words of His Excellency the President. He was instructed to inform the country through Parliament that my resignation had not been accepted. And I respect the Fountain of Honor, so I am in office.
And you appear as the chairperson?
I appear as the chairperson, not former chairperson of the commission.
Okay.
Can I be allowed to add, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, that
yes.
Since I wrote that letter, or rather since it became public, I have been treated like resignation is a taboo, like it is something negative, or it is something to be ashamed about. How I wish this country had a culture of people resigning from high positions like the one I hold for whatever reason. And Mr. Chairman, this was, I have ever resigned from the Uganda Human Rights Commission. In 2013, I was a member of the Uganda Human Rights Commission and I resigned. And at that time, my resignation was accepted. So, this time, my resignation was not accepted. I should think that resignation is something positive. And where any officer at whatever level is under pressure and they feel they can no longer continue, I think that should be welcomed instead of being vilified, Mr. Chairman. I thank you.
Before I allow the several hands, just from your own submission, is that what you call pressure? Because your duties are outlined within the law. Is that what you call pressure or otherwise?
To restate my status as I appear before you this morning, I am the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. The reasons for my attempt to resign were not disclosed in the letter, but they have been verbally disclosed to His Excellency the President, and I have since written to him a brief about the status not just of myself, but of the Commission. And he told me to remain in office. And my resignation having been rejected, and the Attorney General of Uganda having addressed the country and assured everyone that Wangadya Mariam is the, to use his words, substantive chairperson of the Commission. I remain the substantive chairperson of the Commission, so I'm here in my full capacity as chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
Now, we appreciate environment normal, or you are forced to hold on to office. We don't need to burden you when you are under. Is it just because you are not a soldier that you are only putting in place and in practice instructions? You have statutory and legal obligation. Has the work environment improved?
In other words, Madam Chair, that had forced you to write the letter, and now you seem to have been forced to come back to office.
Yeah. Either has the work environment improved, or what have you done to ensure that this, as the chairperson, having remained in office? First, respond to that, then I open up here.
To the questions, well, I'm not in office under duress.
Yes.
I was guided by the appointing authority to remain in office. And I'm in office willingly and with full commitment to execute my duties as the chairperson of the Commission.
Okay, let me...
That the public, why doesn't the public appreciate designation by serving officers? I want to say, or to inform her, that why the public was concerned specifically for her resignation is the procedure she followed to resign. The chairperson of Human Rights Commission, who knows the appointing authority, it would be proper for her to involve him regarding the issues that are surrounding the commission that she chairs. But for her to call a press conference and also question the authority of the appointing authority of appointing people who have failed in politics, of appointing people who are HIV AIDS, that they are appointed just to get money for ARV. It wasn't good for a person of her caliber. And also, more especially, the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, one of her mandates is to protect the human rights of all Ugandans, including Ugandans with HIV. So if she begins discriminating them, discriminating the politician, discriminating other Ugandans, I think that is the reason why the public is concerned about her resignation. Not because she has resigned, many have resigned.
Thank you. Honorable Sewungu.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I want to put this on record. I'm the one on the formation. And on that day, the answer will bear me out. The Prime Minister, I think Christmas Chionga, confirmed reporting back. And the Attorney General was asked to give a legal opinion. There is nothing, I want to state it here before this committee, there is nothing in Parliament, as alleged by Madam Mariam Wangadya, that there is a verbal communication. You see, there is the intention to resign and tendering in resignation. Madam Wangadya tendered in her resignation. And we must handle this matter carefully. We can interface with her under the other auspice you gave of formal word. But the truth of the matter, there is nowhere the resignation was rescinded in writing. If you are appointed in writing and you tender in your resignation in writing, there must be another writing rescinding the resignation. So if we are moving as a committee by going by what our witness is giving, that there is a verbal communication, this is going again to push you as a committee to interface with our first citizen, the president, because the committees meet him, by the way, to dispel of this matter. But as we talk now, let us know it, Mr. Chairman, and you can make a ruling on that, that the answer given to us with no evidence attached, but verbal, cannot arise from Madam Mariam Wangadya. We are not her enemies, by the way.
Clarification.
And as she has stated, that she wonders why Ugandans don't want to resign. Who asked you to resign? It is not us. The moment you tendered in, we enjoyed the music we are playing on the floor.
Thank you. Honorable Bruce.
Clarification, Chair. Thank you,
Yes.
Chair. I think we need to clarify the falsehood that the Honorable Sewungu is putting public. It was an intention stating a time which hasn't reached up to now, even if it had been accepted. So even if the resignation had been accepted, Mr. Chairman, she would still be legal in office because she intended to resign at a future date. So, Chair, the clarification I want us to have is that we are dealing with the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission. I was in Parliament when the Honorable Sewungu raised this matter. The Attorney General did clarify, but the Prime Minister promised to bring a comprehensive report on the affairs of the Human Rights Commission. The matter of a substantive chairperson was dispelled instantly by the Attorney General. What is in question is the status of the commission that the Prime Minister promised to bring to the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Batua.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and colleagues. But we are seeking clarification around that matter. And we've gone on to put her on oath. So whatever she has said, we have to take it as the gospel truth, not to question it because it has repercussion. However, I should also state clearly that how I understand it, whatever the Attorney General stated is not binding on us. We are Parliament of Uganda. The doctrine of separation of powers keeps his opinion binding in the executive. But when it comes to us, we have to look deep into this matter and report. So now that we have an opportunity that she's seated there, I think it's better to get her view outside what the Attorney General said or his opinion. Let's just get her view and report on that view. Let's ask her again whether she has changed position. Madam Mariam Wangadya, maybe let me first tone down. Madam Mariam Wangadya, I don't know that I should address you as justice, because the kind of work you do, of course, is closely related to what judicial officers do. So the organization you're managing, to us, is an extremely sensitive organization. And the way that law was crafted, everything runs around you. You should chair the meetings, you should head the tribunals. You investigate violence. You have a lot of sensitive information regarding that matter. So any disruption on your position really serves a disservice to countless Ugandans who have faced.
And my resignation was rejected. As I conclude, the Honorable Learned Attorney General of this country addressed Parliament, and in his address, he very clearly said that my resignation had not been accepted and that I remain the substantive chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, and that is my status, Chairman.
So you captured the rejection from the statement of the Attorney General, or you received a formal response from the appointing authority?
The response I received from the appointing authority was through a phone call. It was not in writing. Sometimes His Excellency the President communicates through phone calls, and I was instructed, if I had left office, to return to office immediately. And I complied with the directive of the Fountain of Honor.
And the direction by the head of state was in tandem with what the Attorney General submitted?
Yes, in fact, the Attorney General spoke on behalf of His Excellency the President. He did not speak just on his own behalf. The words he spoke were the words of His Excellency the President. He was instructed to inform the country through Parliament that my resignation had not been accepted. And I respect the Fountain of Honor, so I am in office. I addressed my letter, I copied it to the Honorable Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs.
How much time do you need just to avail our Secretariat with a copy of the same?
4 hours, perhaps.
Okay, in 24 hours, submit a copy to our Secretariat of the resignation. Number two, I think it is prudent to you to reinstate you. Have you followed up to secure any write-up? Any write-up? Or he said a call is enough?
Comfortable appearing like I'm exchanging words with you and the members on this issue, which was personal and which I addressed to the President. And I don't know whether the word to reinstate me is the right one, because the process was not completed. Maybe technically speaking, I did not resign, since my resignation was not accepted. So the question of reinstating me respectively does not arise. I was not reinstated. I remain in office, Mr. Chairman.
Have you made attempts to write back and withdraw your resignation? Just writing back to withdraw.
Most obliged, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to do that.
When?
Maybe today.
Please avail a committee, the committee with such a... Yes?
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Naki?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, for me, I think with our resignation, if he had accepted, he would have written. The fact that he has not written, it means he has taken no action. For now, the resignation has not taken effect. So let's proceed on substantive matters of the audit report. And in support, Mr. Chairman, you see, our words that she said she resigned. Now she's fearing exchanging words with you where you have not exchanged. But I would pray that this committee takes recognition of what is within the status of Human Rights Commission by the chair. Article 2522 is expressed on resignation. You either give intention to resign or notice of resignation. Hers is notice of resignation, and she has accepted. So you can rule, Mr. Chairman. We can continue. I know Madam Mariam Wangadya, we know what is happening, and we pray for you. But the committee can take a stand decision, and as we generate our report, we shall have generated over information, because the answer is with us. And you have a department here already, say, one of your officers.
Thank you.
That will be received.
Thank you. To avoid ambiguity, Madam Mariam, I just wish to guide it back to withdraw. and avail us a copy.
Most obliged, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, let's proceed now. Our colleagues, we are, before us is Auditor General's report for the year ended 2025. Yes, Honorable Mpin.
Mr. Chair.
Accounting Officer, give us your opening statements and a recap of your response before the detailed response. As the Accounting Officer, you would appreciate that the Uganda Human Rights Commission has a principal duty in relation to human rights in this country. I recollect you said you are new in office. Is the former accounting officer present? Please be on the record.
17th of April this year, the Auditor General's report under discussion is for a financial year where there was the former accounting officer. I'm happy you also recall that, Honorable Chair. But we are here. When you go into an office, you inherit assets and liabilities. We are here to explain what we can. If it pleases the committee, if there are any specific issues that may require her attention, it will be the role of the committee Honorable Chair and the Parliament to invite her, since she is no longer in our jurisdiction. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Of course, any arising issue that required the former accounting officer, I'm only surprised that that accounting officer is not present. Please remind her that under the law, when you are an accounting officer or a political head or in charge of a vote under which any anomalies will arise, it doesn't matter whether you are former or current, you can be summoned to answer to the vote and to any such queries. Now, to factor in the concern of Honorable Mpindi, I think in our previous interface, a lot of revelation from these commissioners who were present related to tribunals. And being that it's an audit query as well, we may start now with number 3 of the audit report, where we have concerning revelation. Of course, when you look at, for example, on complaints management, the Auditor General observed that 36% of the total complaints were investigated. That means out of 100, only 36 complaints were investigated by Uganda Human Rights Commission. And some investigations are now for more than 2 years. The Auditor General observes that yet the timeline for handling such complaints, according to the Complaint Handling Manual 2015, require that all such complaints must be investigated and completed in 8 months. But some go up to 2 years. When you look at 33, there is a question about management of the tribunal, which must be by the chairperson and at least 3 members. Particularly that out of the 1,154 cases, only 61 cases were closed, meaning the bulk of cases were never closed. I'm trying to give a recap of number 3, item 3 of the Auditor General's report. And what is even more concerning, the Auditor General made a recollection of cases, aging cases, cases which have taken years. Mindful that we are talking about human rights cases. Ordinarily, they would be of urgent nature. When you look at 334 aging cases, it is the Auditor General identifies that 11 cases have been with the Uganda Human Rights Commission for the last 21 years. 21 years, human rights cases. Then 65 cases, 16 cases have been between 16 and 20 years. They have 65 cases which haven't been disposed of. Between 11 and 15 years, they have 487 cases which haven't been disposed of. For between 6 and 10 years, they have 524 cases. And then 0 to 5 years, 6 cases. And what is even concerning, the Auditor General observed that this kind of case backlog undermines timely access to justice, denies complainant a fair and speedy resolution of their grievances. In circumstances that available statutory evidence confirms that the chairperson of the tribunal is the chairperson of the commission, and the members are the commissioners. Now, with this kind of arrangement, where we have human rights cases staying with the commission for 21 years, I think this backlog even outcompetes the court backlog, the normal court processes, because at least for them, some cases can be on an appellate level. Now, and the commission is funded for this particular work, and I believe they have not had any unutilized resources or funds. So, as we open up, accounting officer, take us through item 3 of the Auditor General's report, with giving specific reference to these observations. You don't need to reread the observation, to reread the observations, but taking into account these observations. And then we shall now engage the chairperson and the commissioners over these concerning anomalies. Yes, Mr. Musi?
A quick supplement, Chair, as the accounting officer comes in particular to this audit query. And many of the reasons that we are coming up is because of the specialized nature of this institution, and because of the mandate that UHRC is held, not only in the Constitution and in the country, that of all audit queries, before you even go anywhere, this is the core mandate of the Commission. One of your constitutional mandates, for instance, is visiting places of detention, jails, and other facilities. But if you look at 3.4, the number of inspections, and there's a table there, is dwindling. For instance, in 2024, you visited 0 military detentions, 0. In 2023, only 1. In 2022, 4. This is at a time when we are seeing increasingly the military doing policing work, doing arrests, doing detentions, and so on and so forth. So at a time when the country is increasingly seeing militarized arrests, it's at a time when the UHRC is not visiting a single detention facility. So it's concerning, and then of course you can go to the other issues of the cases. A tribunal should ordinarily be faster to dispose of cases than a court. Courts of judicature, even in courts of judicature, 3 years is backlog. So for a tribunal to hear a human rights violation case and the case is had or spends 5 years, 10 years without being disposed of, is a violation in itself. Ordinarily it should be. So accounting officers will come in. It's concerning. It's very, very concerning that UHRC, at a time when we are witnessing maybe the years under review of this audit report, could have seen some of the worst attacks of our Chapter 4. So please take note that the country is concerned, and we're here concerned as representatives, that UHRC, when it comes to its core business, it seems to be dwindling.
Thank you. I want to validate Honorable Musi's reference to Chapter 4. I believe it means Chapter 4 of the Constitution, not Chapter 4, an NGO. So I believe you met the Constitution. So, Accounting Officer, take us through number 3 exhaustively before I open up. Let's address 3, and then we shall hear from clarity from the chairperson and then the commissioners, what has occasioned this, if any, and then we shall proceed to other observations.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson.
But pull it closer, you're not audible.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I should state that we are equally concerned, as the committee indeed is, because issues of dispensation of justice must be speedy and fair. So when you have this kind of aging of cases at the tribunal level is indeed concerning. But allow me give a brief background to why this state of affairs is as is today. I happen to have been in the commission for the last 23 years, so I have a fairly institutional memory of what has been happening. This tribunal question has partly been affected by delays in the appointing of members of the commission who preside over the tribunals, like you have rightly stated. In 2008, when the Mrs. Kaja Commission's term ended in November, we did not get other members and the chair until May 20, 2009. Now, when the new members come on board, by the time they are inducted and the ETC, a year is lost. And every day that passes, the backlog ages, to use the word here. Now, that is one of the challenges. And in between, in 2015, April, the term of office of the chairperson and members also expired. And there was no commission reappointed until February 2016. From April 2015 to February 2016.
Procedure.
Thank you, Chair. My apology, I came late, but my name is Dan Chimosho. I represent Kazo constituency. My understanding of this committee is that it's a committee of record, and everything you state to have hindered your progress, you must stable. When you say the commissioners were not appointed, you indicate to this committee that we actually wrote to those who are supposed to appoint, and there is the letter. When this did not happen, we did X, Y, Z, and this is the evidence. Otherwise, it will be a poem at the end of the day, and you may not resolve anything. And isn't it procedure right that he speaks and backs it with evidence of what he's narrating to us? Thank you very much, Chair.
Accounting Officer, make sure that whatever you are stating has evidence. And for documents available with you, you submit them. Those not available, you indicate that you are going to deliver to the committee A, B, C, and D to justify your reference or your recollection.
Much obliged, Chair. Whatever I'm stating here are facts, and this information will be availed as you have guided. What I'm explaining.
You don't just say information, you refer to a document that contains the information.
Much obliged, Chair. So I was explaining one point that contributes to this aging backlog. The period the Commission has taken without a substantive chair by way of appointment. After 2008 and after 2015. Now, come 2019, the chairperson dies, and now we had the commissioners without a chair. And in line with Article 51, there was no fully constituted commission. That took another 2 years. Now, I leave that point, Honorable Chair. The second one is financial. There has been
maybe you are skipping the principal aspects. Let's go step by step. Case registration. The Auditor General observes that you have a human rights integrated information system, but out of 272 complaints received and registered, the regional offices only registered 80 on the human rights integrated system. Let's be clear that you even receive cases, you have established and even costed a taxpayer money to pay for the system to assist you fast track these cases. The Auditor General has investigated and identified that only 80 out of 272. How will you process them if even on your system, paid by a taxpayer, you don't capture and process these cases? Give us practical justification. Is it a question of staff? Is it a question of failure by a particular officer to do his work? Is it a question of supervision? Let's be practical.
Chair, I beg your indulgence. I was proceeding as per your guidance.
No, we are still under 3. It's case management.
You know, you asked me to comment on is different from case registration.
No. I said we start with 3. Case management. It goes up to tribunal. Because if you take us like that, we shall skip the principal. Number 3 is case management. It involves all that up to the end.
I will request the director complaints.
Mr. Chair, guidance?
Yes?
You see, Mr. Chairman, I seek for indulgence. I got 2 copies of their responses. And your area of interest now is on 3.3 case management.
Yes.
And the practice, the time I've been here, I have not seen where an entity comes on accountability, but he has no management response within the query, the report. Here we are, you see, we managed to accept a verbal rescinding of resignation, and now here we are going into the nitty-gritty of the Human Rights Commission, but there are no management responses. So I don't know where this accounting officer, look at me as you want, but I'm talking through the chair. I don't know where this management office accountant is giving us responses from. Are they oral? Why are they? Because they even have to get attachment. I have my information. I have documents I want to display to you, looking at case management, but there's no response here. So I don't know whether I'm having a wrong...
Honorable Sewungu, just for guidance, I'm seeing a response dated 7th July 2026. Secretariat avail members with a copy of... I hope you are using the same...
This one, Chairman, I have it. When you go to its page of number 23, it doesn't match with what is in this one.
What we realize that some entities, we are using their responses as a cover-up. So we follow the Auditor General's report. They sometimes choose where to respond,
Chairman,
and avoid.
Chairman, I seek for indulgence. You see, in the audit under the Auditor General, there are 2 processes. These people appear before the Auditor General. The Auditor General discovers what he wants from them. Then they go back for the exit meeting. And after that exit meeting, that's where the Auditor General generates his report, and these ones appear. So we need to see, if we don't get written responses from them, and what the Auditor General said, how shall we know the truth of the audit? Because if they had the management, they can attest here. Did they have an exit meeting? That exit meeting clears all the loopholes that would have been left out by the Auditor General on their side to clear them. But now here we are, no written response.
Honorable Sewungu, point noted.
Chairman, sir.
I don't know if this is your opted choice of response. If we so require any additional information, we shall direct. Let's first get their side, at least now that they are appearing physically, and then we shall open up this side.
Then, Chairman, you have to rule on either they give us their responses here or attachments. Yeah. But I find it very funny that because I am not behind saying they go back. Yeah. But if there are no written responses on the queries, you are talking about case management.
Honorable Sewungu, don't go into the details. Let them first submit, then we interrogate it. Proceed. Switch on.
Thank you very much. I was at the point of requesting my Director of Complaints, Investigations and Legal Services to respond to this issue of case management.
Director, Legal and Complaint.
Thank you, Chair. I request that you had guided that we move systematically.
We are on number 3.
So we are using the actual Auditor General's report.
Will you respond to the
page 20 of that particular report that you're holding?
It has been referred to you by the accounting office.
Yes, and I would like to be guided on procedure because I can speak and
speak about the Auditor General observed. You have a system where cases are registered and tracked. On page 17 of the Auditor General's report. And out of the 272 registered cases, only 80 were on the system. Presupposing that you cannot fast track cases.
That at our regional offices, our 12 regional offices across the country. And we also had challenges. We didn't have, for example, scanners, sufficient scanners. That's why the accounting officer was speaking about the resource issues. So progressively, because in government planning and budgeting, you identify the concerns and then you plan. So progressively, we procured scanners and the support systems for the system. However, an analysis of the system by our information officers showed that the system needed to be upgraded. If I may add, this was a system which was developed with support by GIZ. So management took a decision for us to find other ways to improve or enhance the information management system, and efforts were made to engage NITA, Uganda, to upgrade the automation of the system, and following the approval by the Commission, this system was developed, and we believe that this new system will help us, will enhance the capacity of what was previously the HERIS system.
Procedure, Chair.
Maybe Director Nansamba, you could also guide on what is the status now, because you seem to be still speaking in futuristic tense. What is the status of the system as it is now?
So the status of the system is that the new case management system is actually going to be commissioned tomorrow for us to be able to start taking on those cases in the system. Once we are able to have all the cases in the system, then we also have a challenge with archiving the old cases. So it's an ongoing process. That's why I'm speaking futuristically.
Procedure.
Yes, procedure.
I'm really very sorry, Honorable Chair, for insisting on this issue. But I find it a bit offending our procedures unless you guide. You see, this committee at the end of the day will make recommendations. These recommendations may amount to investigations, prosecution, and many other things, Right Honorable Chair. Now,
I can accept to take documents for enrichment of their report. Now, whatever this lady is saying, I don't know, I saw her when she was in, I've forgotten your name, Madam, I'm sorry. Whatever she's saying, Mr. Chairman, is not attached to your file. And as you come out with a report, you will not be having backed up information. And I don't know how we are going to proceed, whether it was deliberate, but these people know the practice. Me, I'm new in this committee. I was in the park I've been in the park for the last 10 years, but this is not the practice of Parliament. Once the Auditor General writes, you invite them, they must come back with the Auditor General's observation, recommendations, because this man says, recommendation, this is the Auditor General. He says, I advise the accounting officer to task track the review process by the system unit and ensure a timely response. Me, I would be asking, what have you done now? Then the evidence will be attached on this file. But Human Rights Commission, you are in your own world.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, you need to...
So there's a likelihood that the whole of this year you may not even have a tribunal.
If there is no allocation for the next quarter.
Who are the members of the tribunal?
The members of the commission.
Members of the commissioners, be on record. Why are you not meeting? Because you are commissioners in your own capacity. Let's start from who? Hajati. You, Hajati.
To go for tribunals with the instruction of the chair, and then it's supposed to be the chair and not less than 3 commissioners. So we are waiting to be invited. We are ready.
Yes, the next commissioner.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. As commissioners, we are available to participate as members on the tribunal. We are informed when resources are available is when we proceed. And the arrangements are made by the Director, Complaints, Investigations and Legal. Together.
Chair, clarification. Clarification, Chair.
If I allow clarification, we shall not let them first be all on record.
Yes, Honorable Chair and members, as long as resources are available, the chairperson comes up with a program for tribunals, and every tribunal session is consisted of the chairperson and 3 members of the commission.
Okay, Honorable Pindi.
Sumbusas and Mandazi, what resources really? They have vehicles, they have fuel. What resources?
Anyway, I don't want to preempt their response. Let me first conclude. Let's have a fair comment. We don't want to preempt what other commissioners will say. Yes, but
tribunals, how they happen. Now, as we talk, even before, it is the chairperson of the commission who assigns commissioners tribunal settings or sessions. And in this case, currently, one tribunal sits in different places, but at the same time, it is the chair who chairs all. So if it is January, it means the chair will be there for one session composed of 3 commissioners. So that's how I've been doing it. But it's the chairperson who allocates which commissioner to go where. And again, it is the secretary who provides the funds. When there are no funds, then it means there is no tribunal. So that's
yes. Are you the second last commissioner?
Thank you very much, Chair. I think for me, I'm going to differ from all the commissioners. For us to keep on referring on the resources, when we were even given the additional money, 10 billion, to cover all what we are supposed to do. Like somebody said, we receive salaries, we even get allowances, we have cars, they have fuel. Why are we not going to do our mandate? The problem is that we are supposed to be called by the chair and sit and go. Let us address issues the way they are. Let us not rotate around the money, when money is there.
So you received an additional 10
billion.
10 billion. And since you received it, you are not sitting.
Chair.
No, yeah, let's. I don't want to preempt the commissioners. Okay, let's go to the last commissioner. The last
one is I have not received a cause list and schedule for tribunal sittings since December last year, and Chair, that is the reason why I have not partaken in the tribunal sittings.
Who prepares the cause list?
That's administrative, and it streams from the Director Legal.
Director Legal, you haven't prepared a cause list, so to you there are no cases. When we have cases of over 21 years?
Thank you, Chair. As the chairperson of the commission stated, these tribunal sessions are conducted in the regional offices.
Answer
Commission.
your part, the cause list.
I'm
You haven't
explaining
prepared.
why I have not prepared a cause list. In order for me to prepare a cause list, there must be a budget line that has been allocated for tribunal sessions. That is part of what I attach
So you are saying
to request for the
you are saying according to your budget. Clarification?
The clarification I'm seeking, you always the cause list according to the budgetary need.
Allocation.
And allocation. Do you always have a financial budget plan?
Yes.
If you have, who is your planner?
The planner is here, sir.
So can he guide us on the same? Because for you, if there is no plan to guide the commission, that's why maybe we are loitering around.
Yes, Honorable Shimosho.
That is my interest.
Thank each one of them addressing the elephant from the part they have touched. And that drives me to think that for harmonization and to get the accurate information, we put them to oath. Because they seem to be telling us different things. And in further utterances of inaccurate information, either by omission or commission, they go down and make statements and we proceed.
Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Are you